In this episode, we talk about a protest by the sanitation workers of Rajasthan. We also talk about India's former Foreign Minister K Natwar Singh's death. But first, we talk about the rape and murder case of a junior doctor in Kolkata. Hi, I am Niharika Nanda, and you are listening to Three Things, the Indian Express news show. On 9th August, a 31-year-old female junior doctor was found dead at Kolkata's RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. The doctor, a postgraduate student, was found in the building's seminar hall.
This woman, 31-year-old, was very meritorious and she had passed her schooling from a local school in North Chobis Pargana district. I'm not revealing much about that. And she had passed her MBBS in 2018.
That's Sweety Kumari from the Indian Express.
Apart from being knowledgeable, she was very sensible doctor, they said. And anyone who had any problem with chest medicine and they wanted to know anything, or if their patient wanted some expert advice on chest medicine, they would always refer the case to her. And she was someone who would promptly attend the patient and hear the patient relatively patiently.
Deeper investigation revealed that the doctor was raped and murdered. The fact that this incident happened inside a hospital run by the West Bengal government sent shockwaves across the state, with hundreds of doctors ceasing work and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee saying that if needed, the accused will be hanged. To get a deeper understanding of the case, we have Indian Express's Sweety Kumari joining us. Sweety, can you begin by telling us what did the police say about the body's condition when it was found, and what has the investigation revealed?
Yeah, so initially when the body was found, senior officials, senior cops took little time to divulge exact details. But our sources and those who initially went to the spot said that it looks like a suicide case. But later on, we all know that after the students insisted for a judicial inquest, it was found that the case was of rape and murder.
You also had the opportunity to talk to the doctor's parents and her family. What did they have to say about the incident?
So, the incident took place in the wee hours of Friday. Her family members, they received a call from a mobile number. Her mother was telling us that they received a call from a mobile number that their daughter was unwell and they should just come to the hospital. So they did not take a minute. They just got ready and they were on their way to the hospital. I'm talking about her father and mother. So when they were on the way, they called back on the same number and they got a very rude reply. Her mother told us that when she asked how was her daughter, and then the reply was like, I'm not doctor. How I'm supposed to tell you how she is? You come and find out. Something like that, and that offended her, but she was very suspicious because she thought that it was happening for the first time. She had studied 5 years MBBS and was regularly doing night duties for as long as 28 hours, sometimes 36 hours. And never they had got any call. And also, they had spoken to her at 11 p.m. on Thursday night. And she was sounding very normal. And only when they reached the hospital, they were made to sit in the principal room. And despite repeated requests, they were not allowed to see the dead body at the time. They were not even informed what had happened. They were waiting for someone to tell them where she was. And as per her parents, they reached around 11:30 at the hospital. And finally, they could see the body only at 2. And, after they saw their daughter, their world shattered. They could have never imagined. Nobody that. This is gruesome. If you go through the details of the inquest, I have at least not heard something of this type in my long career as crime reporter.
And Sweety, what has the autopsy report revealed?
I was talking to one of the hospital source who was one of those who saw the body initially. And he was telling me that anyone could have immediately understood that it was not a suicide case or not an accidental case. It looked a sexual assault and a murder case. Her juniors, her colleagues, they did not listen to police and they insisted that there should be a judicial inquest where basically examine the body in presence of eyewitness. So her body was examined, and the report said that she had so many injuries, like 10 to 11 injuries from top to bottom. It was her spectacles had broken, and we hear from our medical sources that her collarbone was broken. She had bruises all over her body. We have details, but I would not like to share that much.
And have any FIRs been lodged and any arrests been made in the case?
An unnatural death case was registered under Patala police station. Then the same day by the evening, a case was registered under section of rape and murder 103 of BNS. So that is one FIR that has been registered in this case, and police has officially confirmed that it's a case of rape and murder. So police arrested one Sanjay Roy. So Sanjay Roy is basically, he was arrested within 6 hours of the incident. After, the news spread, Police Commissioner Vinit Goel and additional CP1 Murlidhar Sharma, along with senior cops, visited the spot. They immediately, took the entire area under their control and immediately started examining the spot. And accordingly, within 6 hours, they arrested one Sanjay Roy. He was arrested after examining the CCTV footage. This incident took place in Seminar Hall. Now, this Seminar Hall where her body was found, 31-year-old doctor was found dead and she was sexually assaulted. This Seminar Hall had 2 entrances. In one of the entrance, CCTV footage saw no abnormal movements. But in the second entry, which is the main one, they saw that there were few people going in and out. So they were trying to identify each of them.
And Sweetie, what do we know about this person, Sanjay Roy?
So when they questioned one of the hospital staff, he identified this accused as Sanjay Roy. Now this Sanjay Roy is a civic volunteer. And when they started questioning each of the people who was found moving on that floor or the emergency ward on that particular day after 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., they found that Roy had no particular purpose to be in that building. Like everybody explained why they were there except Roy. And he's a civic volunteer, and the hospital staff told police that he's a known face in the hospital and he has access to all the rooms. Then he was questioned according to police, and CP said that they had enough evidence to arrest him because, he did not come up with a proper justification of his presence at the place of occurrence. And, CP said that they have a strong feeling that he was involved in the crime. However, it is still under probe. It is still under investigation. If it was Roy who committed the crime, or it was only him who was there, or there were multiple people.
And Sweetie, since the incident, what steps have been taken by the hospital authorities regarding the investigation?
Yes, so hospital immediately formed 2 committees, one comprising of 11 members, the other comprising of 3 members. The 3-member committee was to, supervise the postmortem purpose. And the other one, 11, was basically for the internal probe by the hospital. After this incident, RGKar Hospital has come up with some of the steps, like no hospital staff will be allowed with the uniform or the identity card inside the hospital. And they are, trying to identify the gray areas where the CCTV cameras has to be installed. So a lot of works are being done after this incident from the hospital side.
Talking about the hospital, what were some of the red flags that were raised by the doctors and the junior doctors and interns of the RGKar Medical College and Hospital?
Yeah, so first is CCTV coverage. An incident takes place, but you don't have a proper CCTV footage to identify who all went inside that seminar hall. So clearly, we can see that the hospital is not fully covered by CCTV. This RGKar hospital is very important hospital in North 24 Pargana. It is located at a place where, it pulls a lot of crowd, and trauma and emergency ward is always very, full of rush during night hours. So naturally, one would expect to, have proper security system in the emergency ward, at least at night, which was missing. CCTV cameras are not properly installed. Thirdly, this hospital is a very big hospital spread on more than 2,000 acres of land. And, if a female staff is done with her official duty, if someone wants to go from emergency ward to her hostel or to other building, they have to pass through a lot of areas which doesn't have a proper lighting or proper security. And female doctors and nurses, they are on duty for 36 hours, 28 hours. They don't have a proper restroom. They don't have, a proper washroom where they can just go and get freshen up. This incident took place in seminar hall. Now, she was on duty, the victim was on duty for more than 36 hours. And on that day, after, attending patient and everyone, till 2 a.m. she was there. After that, she went to seminar hall. The seminar hall was the only place in the hospital, in that emergency ward, which had AC, where sometimes doctors go and take rest or study. So she went there. There are chairs and tables in the seminar hall. So there are a lot of gray areas that the hospital should have worked to, prevent such incidents.
Sweetie, you also had the opportunity of talking to the secretary of the Association of Health Service Doctors. What did she say regarding this entire incident?
So Manas Gupta has been from day one, not only Manas Gupta, all the protesters, and people from different associations of doctors have expressed solidarity. They have been demanding justice for the doctor. They want the state government to do something to ensure that all the female doctors, nurses feel safe when they are working at the hospital at night, because they are ultimately there to give service to the patient. Now Manas Gupta, we were talking, and he said that the principal of the hospital should have resigned immediately. And now today, when we are talking, just few hours before this conversation started, the principal of Arjikar Hospital has resigned, and he said that on moral ground he is resigning. So, Manas Gupta and everybody, all other associations have been demanding justice for the girl.
इसका कारण है मेरा बदनामी हो रहा है सोशल मीडिया में, मेरा मुख पे कुछ भी बोली जा रहा है। इसके कारण से, और एक ये जो लड़की का डेथ हुआ डॉक्टर, ये लड़की मेरा लड़की जैसा है। एक पेरेंट्स होने का नाते मैं रेजिग्नेशन देना सोचता हूँ, इसलिए मैं रेजिग्नेशन दे रहा हूँ। मेंटली मैं आई डोंट लाइक दैट दिस शुड हैपन टू एनीवन इन फ्यूचर, लेकिन मैंने उसको बचाने का कोशिश तो पूरी किया। लेकिन हमारा जो डिपार्टमेंट है, हमारा डिपार्टमेंट चेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट में उसका डेथ हो गया, तो इट्स रियली अनअवॉइडेबल, दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव रिजाइन्ड।
We just heard what the principal of Arjikar Medical College and Hospital had to say about his resignation. And Sweetie, we know that massive protests have broken out in Kolkata amongst the medical fraternity, and they are demanding justice for the female junior doctor who has been murdered and a safe working environment. So how has the government responded to this incident and to the protests?
Niharika, after this incident, CM, the ruling government, is at the back foot. So definitely they are constantly talking to the protesters. There is a dialogue going on, accepting all their demands. They have assured that there will be ample, adequate CCTV cameras in the hospital. Whatever is their demand, they have agreed to that so far. But, the protest is going on. From today, emergency services are shut. The OPD have been shut for, OPD not shut, I would say, but junior doctors have called for a cease of work. So, the entire services have collapsed in medical institute. But the protesters have one thing to say, that every time there's an incident, CM, police makes lot of promises. They assure them that this will be done, that will be done, but the incidents are being repeated. So this time they are saying that no safety, no work, unless they are very sure that in writing government is giving them, that they're working on each of the point, like preventing any entry of any outsiders, ensuring that there are no touts in the medical colleges, and CCTV cameras are properly installed, security system is at place. Till then, they will not join the service.
We just heard how the medical professionals and the junior doctors from across Kolkata are protesting. So, Sweetie, what kind of political reactions has this incident garnered from the government and from the opposition?
See, as I told you, CM is at the back foot. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on the very first day said that this is extremely gruesome incident and we do not support any such incident, whoever it is. People were questioning that it is a civic volunteer. Kolkata Police Commissioner Vineet Goyal and all the TMC people, all the TMC leaders have clearly said that a criminal is a criminal and we don't bother about her background. CM Mamata Banerjee has said that there'll be proper investigation into the case. They have repeatedly spoken to the victim's family. Today, CM Mamata Banerjee also went and met her parents and assured there will be a fair investigation into the case. Opposition leaders have been constantly, questioning the investigation and as well as holding state government accountable for this incident, because they said that once the incident take place, after that such actions are taken, but why preventive measures are never at place. So CM Mamata Banerjee, after meeting the victim's family, said that within 7 days the case will be solved. And in case the Kolkata police fails to do that, then they will be handing over the case to CBI Central Agency. Even on the first day, CM had said that if there is a problem, if the victim doesn't trust a state police, then or Kolkata police, they will hand over the case to CBI.
Dear listeners, before moving on to the next segment, a quick word from our sponsor, DW, Deutsche Welle. India is the country with the largest population worldwide, and with that, a strong mentality is required to stand out from the crowd and turn dreams into reality. A mindset that separates the cream from the crop in society. There are few among us who have that all-important megacity mindset. Check out DW's inspiring docu-series Megacity Mindset, streaming on JioCinema. It features 5 remarkable celebrities across India's vibrant cities. In Chennai, Tamil rapper Arivu breaks boundaries with his powerful music. In Delhi, pilot and UN Women Ambassador Zoya Agarwal inspires by shattering stereotypes. Click on the link in the description and watch what sets these innovative personalities apart. Success begins in the mind. Now on with the show. And next we talk about a protest by sanitation workers. On 1st March, the Rajasthan government issued a notification for the recruitment of 24,000 sanitation workers across the state's various municipal bodies. Since then, sanitation workers have been protesting against the recruitment. To understand why the workers have been protesting and what are their demands, we have Indian Express's Parul Kulshrestha joining us. Parul, can you begin by telling us why are the sanitation workers protesting and what are their demands?
So what happened in 2024, Rajasthan government advertised about 24,000 vacancies for the recruitment of sanitation workers across Rajasthan in various municipal bodies. So the Valmiki Samaj people, which belong to a scheduled caste community of Rajasthan, protested against it that the preference or a priority to be recruited as sanitation workers should be given to their community. And the recruitment should not happen as normal government job vacancies are filled. The reason is that the Valmiki Samaj sanitation workers allege that the people who are not from upper caste or SC, ST or OBC, they do not perform the duties of sanitation workers. They either sublet the work to other Dalit community members or through some licensing, they take up office work, but they do not come down to the streets and clean the drains or sweep the streets. So their allegation was that if eventually we are the ones who are going to take up the responsibility of sanitation of the cities, then it should be our community, which has always been the traditionally sweeper community of the state and should be given priority.
And how have these recruitments been happening in the past and what is different now?
During the recruitment of sanitation workers, it has always been the Valmiki community that were hired as sanitation workers. Before 1995, what used to happen, as was told to me by the members of the community, like they were hired for temporary jobs on a temporary status and they just have to go and give up their application to the sanitation inspector, and the inspector will hire the workers for 2-3 years temporarily and then they will become permanent. After 1996 and in 2009 recruitments, what happened was a lottery system because they started receiving a lot of applications for the permanent job as sanitation workers. So government started a lottery system. Even in that lottery system, only the sanitation community, which is a Valmiki community, people used to get jobs as sanitation workers. In 2012, government framed rules for the recruitment of sanitation workers. And during that time, first time, they actually made it mandatory that you have to have an experience of cleaning or any kind of sanitation experience letter that you have to give to that you have to submit before getting the job as a sanitation worker. During that time also, 20,000 Valmiki community members were hired. And after that, government opened 10,000 vacancies for non-Valmiki Samaj people. But nobody came forward to fill up those vacancies because it has always been considered a stigma that we don't want to do a sanitation job. It was in 2018 that the first time non-Valmiki Samaj people entered this profession and they were hired, and the recruitment happened with the experience certificate and with the lottery system as well. And just like SC, ST, OBC general are hired in other government departments, the sanitation workers were also hired in that way.
So Parul, what happened in 2024 as far as the recruitment was concerned?
In 2024, they alleged that because non-Valmiki Samaj people do not perform the duties as sanitation workers, so their community should be given priority and the vacancies for sanitation workers should not be fulfilled as just like any other government vacancies. The priority should be given to the Valmiki Samaj.
And has the state government given any response towards this entire issue?
So they had gone on protest for 2-3 times since March 2024. And this time they were on protest for 13 days. DLB minister, UDH minister, Jabbar Singh, he came and met the sanitation workers and he promised them that they will amend the rules and they will give priority to the Valmiki community. The state has just said that they want to amend the rules, and some government officials have also told me that it is a reality that only the Valmiki community people, they are the ones who are cleaning the streets of Jaipur and other parts of the state. So even they are in favor of giving them jobs. And the problem with non-Valmiki Samaj people is that they have this, the caste burden, that they don't consider it to be their status of work. And once the member is entered in a government job, it is not easy to remove them. So there have been multiple hundreds of complaints against the non-Valmiki Samaj workers, but government is completely helpless because they don't show up for jobs.
And Parul, can you tell us a little bit more about this sanitation certificate and what rules have changed over the years regarding it?
In 2012, certificate of experience can be from anywhere. Like if you have worked as a sweeper in a hotel or as a sweeper on streets, it doesn't matter. So the sanitation certificate was acceptable if you had one. What happened in 2024, government, after the pressures from the sanitation workers, they changed the experience certificate rules. They released a corrigendum in which they said that the certificate of experience will be valid only if you have valid experience working in a municipal body. So like if you are hired temporarily by a contractor or you are already working in some form of sanitation facility as a temporary worker in the Rajasthan municipal bodies, only that certificate will be valid. So they released a corrigendum after the protest by the sanitation workers. So what they tried to do is non-Valmiki Samaj people do not work as sanitation workers traditionally. So they do not have that experience certificates. So that was challenged in the High Court.
Right. And what was the Rajasthan High Court's judgment on this?
Rajasthan High Court gave judgment in their favor because as per the rules of 2012, there was no mention of getting an experience certificate from the municipal body. Any kind of certificate of experience was valid. So the Rajasthan High Court told them, the government, that you have to hire and recruit people as per the rules of 2012. So that government had to come on back foot. But now after the protest, when the minister met the sanitation workers, they are now trying to amend the rules of 2012. And this experience certificate of municipal bodies will be valid. And they want to give priority to the Valmiki community.
And Parul, have any similar incidents happened before as well?
See, it's the second time after 2018 that the recruitment had happened. So, because that was the first time in 2018 that they saw non-Valmiki community people being hired as sanitation workers. So, this is the first of its kind protest against the hiring of non-Valmiki Samaj people. But they have been protesting that upper caste and other community people do not work as sanitation workers. And the burden of cleaning the streets is still on a Dalit community member. They had protested against that earlier as well.
And in the end, we talk about India's former Foreign Minister K Natwar Singh. Yesterday, the mortal remains of former Foreign Minister K Natwar Singh were consigned to flames. Several political leaders, including External Affairs Minister S. Shankar, joined in paying tribute to him. The former Union Minister breathed his last at Medanta Hospital in Gurugram, where he had been admitted for the past few weeks. He passed away on 10th August at the age of 93 after a prolonged illness, according to his family members. His funeral was held in the afternoon at the Lodi crematorium. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar, Union Culture Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Rajasthan Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma, National Conference Leader Omar Abdullah, Congress leader and former Haryana Chief Minister Bhupinder Singh Hooda, and several other leaders besides many family members, friends and admirers of Natwar Singh gathered at the crematorium to pay tribute. Natwar Singh was a career diplomat who brought a wealth of experience in diplomacy to his political career and a prolific author on subjects ranging from the life of a Maharaja to nuances of foreign affairs. During his distinguished career, he wore many hats, and for his service to the nation, the former External Affairs Minister was awarded the Padma Bhushan in 1984. Union Culture Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat described the departure of Natwar Singh as an irreparable loss both in fields of politics and diplomacy. He told the reporters, quote, "As a diplomat, the way he served the nation and the way he worked as a politician for the interest of the nation both shall be scripted in golden letters in the pages of history." Unquote. Shekhawat, who also hails from Rajasthan, offered his deepest condolences to Natwar Singh's family members and prayed for the repose of the departed soul. A former Congress MP, Natwar Singh served as India's External Affairs Minister for the period 2004 to 2005 during the UPA government led by then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Natwar Singh had authored several books including The Legacy of Nehru, A Memorial Tribute, and My China Diary 1956 to 88. His autobiography is titled One Life is Not Enough. He also served as an ambassador to Pakistan and was attached to the office of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi from 1966 to 1971. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar, on a post on X, offered his condolences to his family and recalled Singh's role as a foreign minister. He wrote, quote, "Deeply saddened by the passing away of K Natwar Singh, distinguished diplomat and former External Affairs Minister. His many contributions include a vital role in the July 2005 India-US nuclear deal. His writings, especially on China, provided valuable insights into our diplomacy. Condolences to his family. Om Shanti." Unquote. You were listening to 3 Things by the Indian Express. Today's show was edited and mixed by Suresh Pawar and produced by me, Niharika Nanda. If you like the show, then do subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also recommend the show to someone you think will like it. Share it with a friend or someone in your family. It's the best way for people to get to know about us. You can also tweet us at Express Audio and write to us at podcasts@indianexpress.com.